One guy who got a lot of that kind of popular on the internet early season MVP dark horse was Kyler. That's going to be really hard to pull off. I don't think he's going to do it, but I do think he's converting people into maybe the Cardinals aren't going to be terrible. Hopkins is there. Kyler, I think what's impressive about him, they beat the Niners week 1, is that he has not been by the numbers overly explosive, right? In terms
It's
of
not like he
throwing
has
the
8
football.
touchdowns, 1 pick, and 4 rushes.
Yeah, it's like Hopkins has 3 touchdowns. You're like, oh my God, he's changed everything. For me, I hate to be this general with it, but he just plays winning football when you watch him, right? He's just a winner.
Well, and he's just a remarkable talent. To me, the thing I wondered a lot when he played in that playoff game against Alabama, because we didn't really get to see it that year. He's playing a bunch of random Big 12 teams that just don't have NFL defenders. What's he going to look like with Bama's speed? And remember, they got down so fast. And as the game went on, he started running around and making some plays. But it was were they up by so much? Did it not matter? I thought he was a big-time talent, but I had to see it. I understood why he went 1, but I didn't think he was just some lock to translate. It took about half a year. You just watch him play some quarters, halves. You're like, I don't know, guy. I've watched football for 25 plus years. This works. And he benefits a lot from the rules of the game, right? You can't really hit the quarterback. But he's also we've talked about this a lot. It might just be his baseball background. I've never seen him not slide. And he does the great little whoop, whoop, where he's back up. He's just a smooth slider. He's never doing – who was I watching last week try to do a slide, but he rolled forward. I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to get
somebody
killed.
with a knee brace probably.
Yeah, it was he thought
the
he was going to slide, and then he did a somersault, but the DB still came in and cracked his back. Kyler, I never see Kyler get in uncomfortable situations with his little body, because the one thing that does jump out on the screen is he is little, right? Yeah. He's really little, but it works. I find him when he's on TV, I just a Barry Bonds at bat. I'm going to watch this series. Mm-hmm. He's fucking fun. Del Rio said today, what do you need to do to get the defense right? He's not play Kyler Murray. Mm. And I think that's a guy that's been in the league as a defensive guy for 20 plus years. I don't think, and you and I were around Del Rio when he was with the Raiders. He doesn't just throw that shit out there. I think Kyler has a lot of respect around the NFL.
Not that he disrespects opponents, but yeah, to say something like that's a pretty high compliment from Jack Del Rio. Yeah, he just looks so comfortable on the field. That to me is the thing you never know with a young quarterback. That's why I think we were so high on Burrow. He just looks so comfortable. Kyler, the same deal. And maybe there's something too. He was a first-round pick in baseball. I mean, I think it's a self-confidence. But he's just he looks comfortable and he looks confident. And I think this week against Detroit, and Detroit can score a little. Maybe this is the week that he has the passing game that is, does he have a 3 or 4 touchdown passing game? I know Christian Kirk's probably out this week, but whatever. He's got Hopkins and Isabella and Fitz, and so maybe this is kind of that big passing game this week against Detroit. I'm predicting.
I just find him one of the rare athletes, and I watch football for a living. But God, I'd probably pay to see Kyler Murray. Or if you say they're the Cardinals or the Thursday night game or the Sunday night game, I get excited. To me, he is. Are we that far away from just him being one of the stalwarts of the league? As these older guys get out of the league, that you just become Mahomes, Kyler, right? Obviously Russ, but just Kyler, Lamar.
Yeah.
Lamar's already there, but is Kyler a season away from just getting kind of that treatment where all the little kids are playing with him in Madden? I don't play video games anymore. If I did, I think the Cardinals would be a team I'd be a lot, right?
Yeah. I think I watch him and think the Oakland A's nailed that pick. And I tweeted that the other day, and someone's like, well, did you look at his numbers? He couldn't hit. I'm like, whatever. I think he was going to figure it out. I buy it. I just think he's just special, man. He is. And I think what makes him part of what I love when you see that a guy is special before it's in his box score. Before it's it'd be one thing if he just threw for 350 the first 2 games. You'd be like, can you even duplicate that? I like when you watch Josh Allen, you go, early on, where you go, God, he's got it. The numbers don't quite reflect it, but if he can put it together, he's got it. And now it feels like, maybe the numbers are going to reflect it. I think Russell was that way early on. We're like, oh, he's got it. And then it took him a couple more years maybe a year or 2 for the numbers to catch up. But that's Kyler. He's just stressful. And maybe this because we got to see him week 1 against the Niners. When your team is playing him, it's just a stressful watch. He's stressful. So, I mean, and here's the other part, as you pointed out to me, when you look at he's just got a schedule right now that's going to be conducive to getting off to a great start, especially if they beat Detroit this week. Carolina, the Jets. Who do they have? Do you have the rest of it? But
yeah, I clicked it down.
I mean, obviously he's going to play and on top of that, he'll play in some big games. Like, is he going to beat Russell once? Is he going to beat Goff and the Rams once? Already beat the Niners.
They could start. It goes Lions, Panthers, Jets, so they could be 5-0.
But who does he have after the Jets?
Cowboys at the Cowboys.
Like, does he play well in that game? Because that would be one where you go, everyone kind of takes a big step on him.
Well, they got Thursday Night Football. That's a little ways down the line.
Who do they play Thursday night?
Well, think about this. Think about this guy. The Cowboys game. That is, I think, Monday Night Football. It's either Monday night or Sunday night. That's a pretty cool Monday night game, right? Kyler Cowboys.
Yeah,
Last time I checked, a lot of people watched the Cowboys. There are going to be a lot of people watching that game.